So you have to cancel your flight. The problem is, you booked your flight more than 24 hours ago. In what circumstances are you entitled to a refund or partial refund on the non-refundable ticket that you purchased? Today, we're going to go over that question. So, where do we start? Well, just like last time, we start with the federal regulations issued by the Department of Transportation. The regulations tell us that we are not entitled to a refund after that 24-hour period. However, if the airline promises to provide you with a refund, you're entitled to a refund at that point in time. Just a few housekeeping matters before we get into it. Just like last time, this is not legal advice, so be sure to consult an attorney that practices law where you live. Next, this video is going to pertain to those individuals who have purchased a non-refundable ticket and they have passed that 24-hour period after booking reservations. Finally, the rules state that the 24-hour period limitation is only applicable if you've purchased your ticket at least 7 days before the planned departure. Hi, I'm Nee, and I started this channel to provide you with quick and concise answers to the questions that you have because I know that your time is valuable. On this channel, I'll be answering questions and providing information on a few things that I'm passionate about. Those include the law, travel, and my weight loss journey. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button down below. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been cleared for takeoff. Well, in this video, we're going to narrow down the rule issued by the Department of Transportation, which states that you are entitled to a refund after the 24-hour waiting period when you cancel a flight if the airline promises to give you one. Because this is going to be airline specific, we are going to look at the 5 big airlines here in the United States, and we're going to go through a few of their policies and circumstances in which you would be entitled to a refund after that 24-hour waiting period. If you have any questions regarding additional airlines and you would like us to answer those and find those policies for you, go ahead and comment below. Let me know the airline and I'll be sure to do that research. So the big 5 airlines that we're going to talk about today, those are going to be Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines, and United. All right, we're going to start with Alaska Airlines. So Rule 17H for Alaska Airlines voluntary refunds are going to give you the guidelines for how Alaska processes their refunds that are voluntary for individuals who have canceled after the 24-hour period. So initially, we have to ask ourselves with Alaska Airlines 3 questions. First, was Alaska named in the routing? Second, did you cancel your flight prior to the departure? And 3, did you forfeit that ticket? Meaning when you cancel and say, okay, I want a refund or any portion of the credit, you can't later go and say, ooh, I still have this ticket. Let me go to the airport and try and fly. You can try that, but it's not going to work. They're not going to let you on the plane. They won't even let you into the airport, most likely. Now, if those 3 things are met, then we have to look at what our options are. With Alaska Airlines, we're entitled to a refund to some degree, but that's going to depend on the fare class that we purchase. We'll talk about fare classes in 2.2 seconds. But first, we have to know that Alaska Airlines states that they may give you a certificate for future travel on non-refundable tickets if you cancel after the 24-hour period. This is going to include taxes and charges, but that is also dependent on the fare class. Now, if you use no portion of your ticket, meaning a round-trip ticket, at that point in time, you would be entitled to the entire cost, taxes, surcharges, and the fare for that ticket, so long as it meets the fare class requirements. If you use the first leg of your trip but didn't use the second leg of your trip, then you'd be entitled to a refund of the difference between the fare class and the charges paid and the fare and charges that are applicable to the unused portion of your ticket. Now let's talk about the fare class restrictions. With Alaska Airlines, if you purchased a saver fare, unfortunately after the 24-hour period, you are not entitled to a refund of the fare, surcharges, or taxes. That also is going to include some government tickets or tickets with the government rate. Now, it's always important to ask for those refunds, even if they say that you're not entitled to them, because sometimes airlines are going to make accommodations based on your circumstances. These rules just state the regular guidelines and state that these are the circumstances which they may, also which means that, they don't have to, but they could. Now, if you purchased a main cabin ticket or a first class ticket with Alaska Airlines, then at this point in time, you would be entitled to a refund or a credit. But with that said, any flight change fees or cancellation fees may still apply in those situations. Now to American Airlines. With American Airlines, we're going to be looking at the section titled Ticket Types and Refunds. Now, when we go to this section, we will see that American Airlines actually gives us a little more time prior to booking the ticket for these policies to apply. So as we heard earlier, the general rule per the Department of Transportation regulations was that you needed to purchase your ticket at least 7 days or 1 week before your departure. With American Airlines, this rule actually applies if you've purchased your ticket at least 2 days prior to your departure. So generally with American Airlines, you're not going to be entitled to a cash refund. With that stated though, you actually could be given credit by American Airlines if you cancel your flight prior to the departure. Now, when you rebook with that credit with American Airlines, you're actually going to have to make sure that you book that travel and also complete that travel within a 1-year period. Also, you're going to be subject to paying any change fees and any flight fare changes as well. So if your initial ticket was $200 and you got that credit, but the new flight you want to take is $300, then you are going to have to pay that difference in fare cost and also difference in taxes, fees, and all that other fun stuff. Now, American Airlines does actually give some exceptions in which they will provide a refund. And those 2 exceptions are going to be these. If you have military orders which are preventing you from travel, then American Airlines will issue you a refund. And the other exception to the refund rule for American is they'll issue a refund for you if you or a travel companion has actually passed away. In my experience with the recently canceled flight with American Airlines, I actually got an email back from them probably about 2.5, 3 weeks after my canceled trip with information regarding the refund I requested. Now, with Delta's rules for voluntary refunds, just a quick, easy way to just say it is there's no entitlement to a refund. That sounds kind of depressing, but there's some good news with that. Now, Delta in their rules does state that they have the option to give you credit for any unused fare towards future travel. There are going to be restrictions, however, on when you can use that. So be sure if you do cancel your trip after that 24-hour period with Delta and all of these carriers, that you go ahead and make sure you rebook and also use that ticket within their limitations periods. If the person who purchased the ticket has passed away prior to the flight, whether that's a round trip flight and they didn't take the entire trip, or they passed away at the destination and weren't able to take the returning leg, whichever portion is unused, Delta will provide a refund to that person's estate. So Southwest Airlines actually has a rather simple policy when it comes to voluntary refunds. With Southwest Airlines, we're going to be looking at their contract of carriage, Rule 4C32. That's going to be the non-refundable ticket refunds. Now, in this section, we learn that Southwest does not provide a cash refund for tickets that have been purchased if you cancel after the 24-hour period. However, any unused fare can actually be used towards future travel. Last but not least, we have United Airlines. In United Airlines contract of carriage, we're looking specifically at Rule 27, B as in Bravo. Now, in this section, we know that United Airlines actually has what is called a booking service charge, and that is actually not refundable whenever you seek a refund for your ticket after the 24-hour period. Now, after the 24-hour period, if you request your refund, United Airlines states that they may issue you a refund in that circumstance, and when they do that, they're going to take out that service charge. So be prepared for a reduction in the amount that you initially paid. Now to United's exceptions. So with United, if you have jury duty, you have to provide a certificate to United showing that you have jury duty during the period of time in which you have planned travel. So make sure you go out there and serve on your jury and don't skip jury duty, because that is very important, and United recognizes that. So thank you, United, for that. A few other exceptions are going to include death or serious illness of the passenger, death or serious illness of an immediate family member, and also death or serious illness of a travel companion. Now, when it comes to an immediate family member, we ask, what is an immediate family member? United actually lists out specifically what those options are and what relations constitute an immediate family member. Now, if you fall within any of these exceptions, of course, you're going to need to provide United with some documentation upon request, so have that ready. But also keep in mind that even with these circumstances or situations occurring, it's still within United's discretion to issue a refund on the change fee portion. So today we talked about a few different ways in which you would be entitled to a refund or credit on your non-refundable airfare if you had to cancel after the 24-hour period. We talked about Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, Delta, Southwest, and United, and we laid out a few of those procedures and policies. Be sure to check the contracts of carriage specifically. If you go to the link for my other video, which should be coming up here shortly, you'll be able to see the flight change cheat sheet, which I included in that video on my website, for you to be able to quickly get a quick link to that contract of carriage. Also, before you go, do me a quick favor. Go ahead, like this video, comment down below with your thoughts, and also share it with all your friends. I will continue, as promised, to post at least one video each and every week for you relating to questions you give me or what I shoot my videos on and what I plan scripting. Probably takes about 2 weeks for me to get all that processed, so ask your questions now and you can expect it in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Thank you again for your time. Hit that subscribe button and please share it with others. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys next week.